Hey y'all, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hi, hello. How's everybody today? How are we doing? I see people coming in. Can you hear me? Cindy B. Okay, good. I was hoping that I could be heard, and I was scared there for a moment. Hey, Christy! Yes, I finally got the light back. It is huge, but I love it. It does. Hi, Charlie Berry. How you doing? How is everyone doing today? How's your weather? Everybody is under the weather. Everyone is under the weather. I had a great, probably, 2 or 3 days. It is definitely about time, Christy. I am there. I can see. I don't have to worry about when I press down, the light pad goes out, and I lose precious moments of productivity. Boy, when I tell you I was so excited. I had a little bit of a scare there. I'm telling you, I was so upset with Amazon yesterday. They just sat the crap outside the door, took a picture and said, we covered and dipped. Do you know what that means? Like if you not home, Nana, yes, a new life pad. If you're not home and you don't know nobody near the home and somebody walking past your home, they could take your junk, they could take your stuff, your little precious items that you purchased. And then what? I was ticked. And they gonna send me a little funky picture of it outside the door. Like, really? Man, call in first of all, I didn't understand why it was outside the door. Because we have an office for that. If it's too big for our Amazon hub, then they're supposed to take it to the main office. Beautiful office, so gorgeous. I like to just go in there and look around like, yep, this is what I'm paying for. Because that's how gorgeous it is. It's got chandelier and everything. A bunch of shit you can't touch, you know. Hold on one second. What? Yes. It has TVs. It has a study area. It has a business center. Bunch of things that you don't see nobody ever using. It's for the brochure. If you don't get the hell out of here, like you can't come up in there. But they do accept your packages. And these fools left it outside my condo door and dipped. I'm like, no. This is unacceptable. I was so upset. But I have calmed down because when I opened it, I said, ooh. And then obviously Justin came home last night and he did the, ooh, And I got on it today and I'm like, oh, I love it so much. So congratulations and kudos to me. Yay. And I'd like to give a special thanks and a special shout out to Diamond Art Club because they didn't have no new releases, which prevented me from being able to purchase the light pad in the first place. Yay. And let's see. Everyone's clapping, yay! Cindy B says, yeah, I've seen an Amazon record that it was recorded, it was hand delivered. No, it wasn't. I got it, but no one handed it to me. I like that. That's right. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So there we go. I would have flipped it also, Christy. Amen, sister. And thank you, DAC. That's what I was saying. Like, thank you very much. This little reprieve, because as you know, what held me back from buying, my mom, she was like, oh, just hold off and just get the light pad. You need the light pad. Your eyes, I was starting to strain my eyes. And just so you know, guys, this is on the lowest setting. It is bright, but it's the lowest setting. Justin had it all the way up. I said, yeah, I'll never probably need it that high. I can't imagine needing it that high. It's huge. I can look at X-rays if you guys need me to check out an X-ray. You can send it here. I'll look at it. I don't know what's on the X-ray. I won't be able to answer that question, but I can have some fun showing the light pad off and looking at it like, yeah, just like at a doctor's office. Look at this. Woo! Send your doctor over here. That type of thing. Nana says, amen, sister, and thank you. I was so happy. So with that said, I am definitely in a great mood. I'm ready to, I'm ready to kit up everything and get started on anything I can. This is definitely an A2. Yes. And I think at some point in my mind, I felt like the A2 were exactly the size of like 2 A4s. Yeah, that's not the case either. Definitely a no. Sarima, how are you? So here's an A4. This is Justin's A4. And it looked like you can fit maybe 2.5 to 3 of those. You can do 2 across and probably 2.5 this way. So yeah, I don't know why my mind thought that. And probably almost 3 going this way. So says, because I started to purchase 2 A4s, and I was going to like tape them together or something. I was going to use it as a brilliant moment, one of those jerry rig type moments. Look what I did, just before the stuff fell apart. But I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and spend the money because there was no new releases this week. So it definitely helped me. So anyway, kind of moving along from there, I was so excited about my purchase. You guys got to meet, not safe to say, which is Brandon. Brandon is one of the 2 gentlemen that I had talked to you guys about over a month ago when I explained to you guys that after showing Hope Runs Deep, that I had 2 gentlemen who were just so taken with the art behind diamond painting. And so if you watched the video, you know that I had a special guest the other day. He came over. We did partake in some spirits. Him and my mom were, they definitely were toasting. And so he, I don't think that he realized, like once we go live, the goal is to have a little fun, get into the passion and things. And he said, oh, you tricked me. You over there drinking water, and I had some spirits in me. So we had a lot of fun that evening. I definitely hope that he's able to come back. He was on vacation on PTO, and so I definitely missed him. While he was out, he got a package from Diamond Art Club. Woo, you talking about biting my nails. I wanted to take a picture, open this package, say, hey friend, look what I did. Look what you got. Ooh, oh, nice. And so I sent him a picture of the box, and then he texted back and said, well, because I guess, how intense he gets. He starts to map everything out. And he said, well, if you want, you can go ahead and open it. And I said, ooh. Well, you know how hard it was not to open that package? Like, I was so excited. And he didn't text it to me. That's writing right there. And you know what Judge Million say. So I started to, but I kept thinking about the excitement of opening my own package. And I couldn't take that away from him. Anyway, I still want to see what he has in there. And he texted me today and said, we can do a special unboxing of his package because he still hasn't opened it yet. He's a different breed because I would have been all over that package by now. So let's see. Cindy B says, I watched the video. It looked like fun. I like all, oh my goodness, Cindy B. So, it was definitely something that was a little mutated. But the thought process behind it, if you guys know who Tina Livingston Burney is, she handles diamond painting with sparklers. Like, he has lengthy dialogue with her in regards to like the sparkler versus the jelly versus the crystal. Like, he mapped it out. What would work better as a shadow? What would work better? When I think about the process he put in it, if you guys could see the painting, I didn't see that one coming. Sorry. If you guys could see the sparkle, how good it looks. I mean, it's gorgeous. He is working on Snow White, Mandy Manzano's Disney princess, and it is coming out fantastic. We always see sparkle, and we have the ABs in there, but it's adding just a different element to it. I really like what he did, and how he was able to incorporate the highlight, the he even had like the inner portions where they're lighter. He has, some mapping and things like that in mind for them as well. So I'm anxious and eager to see what he comes up with. I don't have Snow White in my stash, and I'm pretty sure there's quite a few of us who do. So this will be interesting. And seeing what he does gives new life to some of the other paintings that I have that I'm going to be working on. So, Cindy B says, I'd never get any diamond painting done if I had to plan like that. You and me both. And I have been on him because I brought Hope Runs Deep into the job just after New Year's, like probably going into the second week of January. I brought it in, and him and the other gentleman, they were in shock. And the other gentleman, he kept sending people up. There were people that were coming up to my floor, and they were like, I heard that there's a beautiful piece of artwork up here. I just came to see it. And so I had people coming over all day long and looking at it, looking at the sparkle and things of that nature. And he got excited right away. And then he went shopping. He got his first order, my first order. I think I spent $14. His first order was almost $400. And he started with Diamond Art Club. I told him I didn't know about that as an option. Then I tried to get him to get started because he's had these for over a month. And I said, if you don't start plucking, just start plucking. And so trying to get him to start plucking, I love, the process behind what he did because it looks gorgeous laid out. But I told him, I said, I guess I just like the painting and how everything comes together, but I'm a plucker and I like to pluck. So we'll see. Cassie! Hello, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Yes, I did. I do. It's huge. It's a big one. You guys see my daughter in the background? She's eating dinner. But I have asked her to close my show with another song tonight. We shall see. Something quick. I asked her if she would sing a logo for me. And then I won't have to ask her whenever she's in here relaxing and stuff if she will mind singing. So yeah, I'm plucking on time from Diamond Art Club. Oh, I like that piece as well. That I think is in Justin's stash. And he loves JoJo's art. He loves them a lot. So with that said, I'm going to move on. Earlier, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I can't remember what day it was. I want to say it was yesterday, though. Yesterday, all my troubles were so far away. This is my song. Anyway, I forget what happened. Someone yelled out, what were you doing in 1977 or something to that effect. And it was supposed to be a joke. They were dealing with someone and they were trying to, some days our job can be very stressful. So they were dealing with someone and they were trying to alleviate the stress. And hi, not safe to say. You guys say hello. My guest star is in the room. Any questions you have, he is there. Not safe to say. So see you talking about me behind my back. I knew you was in here. You told me you was going to try and make it tonight. But no, I'm talking about Stavros. Anyway, he had a bad day, and someone said something to him in regards to, so where were you at in 1977 or something to that effect. And it really kind of drummed up because he responded. He said, I was 9 years old and I went to a David Cassidy concert with my older sister. I didn't know nothing about it. She drugged me along because my parents wouldn't let me go without. And he answered the question in full on regalia. So that caused me to think, 1977. I don't have a lot of recollection of 1977. Don't know why, but it's not a year that stands out. A year that stands out for me, I graduated from college in 1977. Oh, okay. Hey, Bud Lazy, how you doing tonight? I remember 1975. 1975 was epic for me because that is the year I fell in love with Vinnie Barbarino. Who knows who Vinnie Barbarino is? Started teaching in the fall of 77. Wow. Yeah. I just remember being in love with Vinnie Barbarino, singing the song, Bob, 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 Barbarino, Bob, Bob. Come on, I can't be the only person that knows that song, that loves that song, that is in love with that man. Your boyfriend. That's right. My boyfriend, my future husband, Mr. John Travolta. Loved him, loved him, loved him. And so obviously that is when the show started and I was hooked from that moment. I was in love. Yes, he did go on to star in The Boy in the Plastic Bubble, which seems to be his claim to fame of that era, unless you caught Saturday Night Live in Greece. So, but that's what I recall. And it struck me as I started to think about that. We got on the topic of, well, where were you at in such and such? Everyone started thinking about their crushes. A lot of people had crushes on Sean Cassidy. And another coworker said, well, not me. I like disco. And she said the other day she was trying to listen to some disco. And she asked Alexa to play some disco. And Alexa played some Supremes. So if you were in the era of the 70s, what recollection do you have, if any? What do you recall about that time? Even if it's just something small, like that was back when my parents were still together. I was bopping around on someone's knee. What is the recollection that you have? Because I most certainly can recall, I remember the Charlie's Angels. Oh, did I love those cars. I said, oh, these are nice cars. These are nice. These are the kind of cars guys drive. And I remember being impressed with those cars. I loved, if you guys watched the Charlie's and Grease, lightning. Grease is definitely one of the tops. What everyone sees you diamond painting. What I see, a wiggly foot. That's Tiara's foot. Allie Crafts Pursuit says, I wasn't born. Don't worry, we're going to come to your probably your decade next as well. Yes. I just wanted to revisit that because those are some of my, my more profound, the developmental memories, I definitely remember Charlie's Angels. You know what I remember? The Incredible Hulk. Ooh, he gonna turn green. He gonna turn. Don't make him turn green. I remember that. I remember that was my little brother's favorite show, and he couldn't wait to watch The Incredible Hulk. And I remember when the Dukes of Hazzard, when that first aired. Yeehaw! I remember that. Um, I'm taking y'all way back. I really am. But I mean, this literally was like the discussion we were having. One of my favorite shows of the time was Love Boat. Did you guys watch Love Boat? I wasn't born till the 27th of June, 2001. We got a long way to go to get to you. Not to, I always wanted a General Lee, right? Where you can jump across the hood, slide in, and just, you ain't, did they ever open the door? I never, ever remember seeing anyone open the door. And I wanted one of those cars. Can you imagine me now trying to, somebody would have to, I think they did it one time with Boss Hogg's wife, where they had to lift her up to put her into to put her into the car. I would need some help like that to get into the General Lee. Where you at, Brandon? So yeah, I would definitely need, assistance trying to get in. But definitely, not only was it the Dukes of Hazzard, obviously the Incredible Hulk, what impacted my next phase. I don't think that I ever really had a crush on him, and that's because my mother claimed him. But Puncharella, Mr. Eric Estrada from Chips, how many people fell for him? My mother had the biggest crush on him. And if I were willing to leave John Travolta for him, she would have just kicked me right back because she thought he was so cute. So that would be Eric Estrada. I know you guys remember 90s over here. Daisy Duke. Daisy was cute back in the day. She was. I always was mad with Daisy because Daisy would not, she wouldn't give Enos a real chance. She would flirt with him. I always thought they would end up together. And then they had that one movie where they were planning a wedding. And then, who's okay with this? She was like, I think we just should be friends. And he was like, okay, I agree. Who would be okay with that? I'd have been like, look, Heifer, you've been stringing me along for 22 years. You better get on over here or give me some of this money back. That would probably be mean to say, but he would have been within his rights to say it. That was the late 90s. I remember Roscoe Pico Trey. He was fat at that point, because the show had been off the air and he wasn't active and stuff. And so he was on the thick side. Even Enos had gained some weight. And so, yeah, I just felt like she strung him along. I'm going to sleep in. Tired. Night, Allie. Thanks for showing up. I'll talk to you later. He was recently in a Hallmark mystery movie. Yes, I saw that movie. My mother was like, oh, there you go, there you go. She just thinks he's the cat's meow. She knew everything about him. She was like, oh, yeah, he's married and has this many kids, and him and the wife this, and this person broke up with him. And I was like, how do you know all of that? Like, I thought he was gone. Yeah, so. Cassie says, I watched Love Boat with my mom. I did. I watched Love Boat a lot. I loved how it was all the couples with romance. I loved the little comedic spin that they would put on the little love stories. Innocent TV. I love it. I think I missed that era. I missed that time. I was watching something on TV the other day, and I am just in shock at some of the stuff that they are able to say and do and get away with. And I know my age is showing when I say it. I feel like, I can be progressive and things of that nature. But some stuff I just feel like it is best left to the imagination. Like, let us wonder, let us imagine some things. So that's just me. Like I said, I don't want my age to show too much. I still think I am, definitely. I know I'm the fun mom. I'm the one all the nephews and all the kids' friends. Oh, let's get your mom. Let's get your mom. But there still has to be some sort of a cutoff for me. And that cutoff is sometimes what I see on TV. My kids are free to look at and watch and do whatever they want. Just, have a modicum of respect is all that I've ever kind of taught them and things. So TV can be something else. We also watched that show about the island that had the short guy. That's called Fantasy Island. The plane, boss, the plane. Yeah, so that show right there, they are doing a remake to Fantasy Island. It looks like it's a spin. It's a dark spin to it and things. So where everyone, kind of got in touch with some of their fears and things like that. Maybe from the 70s, early 80s version, they questioned the path not taken. And maybe they got to relive or experience what could have occurred, maybe relive childhood traumatic moments, something that had a positive spin. This one doesn't look like they're going to have some positive spins. Look like they're going to have to fight to get back to what, they had and should have been appreciating all along. And you always know how those movies end. Not that I'm, seeing it or heard anything, but for me, those movies always end with a plot twist that clues you into another movie. Like you think it's all resolved, and then they turn and they look at you and they got like glassy eyes or cat eyes or something. Hey, Drea, you working and lurking? Well, thank you for coming. Hey, Orchid, how are you this evening? Yeah, Fantasy Island. So those are the shows for me. Coming into the 80s, who didn't watch Knight Rider? Come on, who didn't watch that cool black car at all whatsoever and wish that you had the car? The car talked, it did everything. Kit, come and get me. Kit, get me out of here. Kit, what am I supposed to do? Kit be like, don't look at her. I'm telling you, man, you leave that lady alone. That's only real good advice that kid ever gave. He used to try and talk old dude out of, talking to so many women. So definitely a pretty good series. I think in the 80s, that's when I started getting out more. I don't remember a lot of like the latter 80s. I don't remember a lot of TV from that era and things. I started setting up my own household around the beginning of like 89, 88, 89-ish, 90. So, hey, Shawana, how you doing? My fave was Knight Rider. I had 2 cars modeled after Kit and doing another. Well, there you go. That's right. Magnum PI. Yes, I remember Magnum PI because I love those like whodunit type of spin-offs where you get to solve the problem. Yes, I like those. Obviously, that thick mustache that Magnum had, all the ladies used to love, and them little short-ass shorts he used to wear. There you go. Yeah, I remember Magnum PI also. Can you imagine? He's the old guy on Blue Bloods, in case some of the ones born in the 2000s, if you didn't know. That's who we're talking about. The father guy. I don't watch Blue Bloods. I do know that he's on the show and it's been on for a while. Kudos to him. He's had very successful runs in 2 or 3, because I think he was a spinoff of something. So 2 or 3 series or shows. Kudos to him. Magnum PI. I forget his real name, but kudos to him. We are talking about, Miss Shawana, favorite shows and things that we, recall from early years. Tom Selleck. That's it. Diamond in the rough. I couldn't think of it. I'm on stronger pain medication now, so I feel like I'm on a cloud. Ooh. Oh. Well, I hope that you get to feeling just some release and some ease. Are you able to get up and do a lot? Cindy B says, I got married and had kids in the 80s. Wow. Okay. The 80s. Oh, the 80s were, I don't know. They were a blur for me, to be honest. I really do. I don't remember much about them. I don't know why. I don't know why. My mom, she did a lot of moving, and then I went to go stay with my dad. I do remember that. My father was very, very, very stable. Like he did not move ever, ever at all, until I was grown and on my second marriage. And he moved into a home that was more handicap friendly. So he was extremely like, this is it. This is my plateau. I want people that leave town, if they come back, to always know where I'm at, to come and visit and say hi. He was one of those, same phone number. My father never believed in changing your phone number. You keep it. People trying to get in touch with you, they always are able to locate that number. I remember a guy that I dated in high school. He was looking for me. I had moved away. I was off in college, and he called my number. And then my dad gave him my number, and I'm like, how'd you find me? Oh my gosh. It really was simple because he called my dad, but I was in shock. And he was like, it really wasn't that hard. I pulled out your old number, and lo and behold, it's the same. So that was really awesome. That was fun. We went on a hiking trip together. We went hiking. No offense, but for anybody new to dating or anybody not my idea of a great date at all. So, to each his own. I'd much rather have had on some dancing shoes or been headed to a restaurant. Nope, not at all. Can't stand up for too long. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, wishing you a lot more just relief. That's all. Glad to hear you're getting better. Oh, thanks, girlie. So moving over from there, obviously we talked about favorite TV shows. We're reminiscing. What is a song that every time you guys hear it, it just depicts a moment in time, and it takes you back to that particular moment? What's a song that does that? I mean, there's a lot of different songs out there that I feel that really do it. But for me, song that just kind of takes me all the way back is Stevie Wonder, and it is A Ribbon in the Sky. Cindy B says Brandy. Is that Brandy the artist or the drink? Brandy. Not Safe to Say says La Chic, Freak Out. I remember that. Freak out. Doom, doom. La Freak. La Chic. Freak out. Yes, I definitely, the song Brandy. I don't think I know that song. Brandy. Brandy. I know a Mandy by Barry Manilow. Oh, Mandy, you came and you gave without taking, and I want you to know, oh, Mandy. I know that one. Not that it's, but I remember that song. She said, I'm old. It was a one-hit wonder. Another one bites the dust. There you go, Cassie. Boom, boom, boom. Another one bites the dust. Don't. I remember that. And another one down, another one gone, another one bites the dust. I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Down. I think 19 was it 1980? Oh, I'm telling my age. 1980, 1981, somewhere around there. We went to our local high school football game. Me, my brother, a bunch of us, our friends and things, and we were probably every year 0-17 or 0-16. We we won this one game. Now they played the hell out of that song, like we was going to the Super Bowl every year. They played the song, like tried to rub it in, and then it was back losing the next week. So, Three Cigarettes by Patsy Cline. Oh, you and my daughter not safe? She love her some Patsy Cline. Summertime, and living's easy. Yeah, I know that song. Sharona. Hey, Jeremy, hey! Howdy, y'all. Journey. The wheels in the sky keep on turning, and it was recorded in 1977, the year I was born. I didn't realize that. I think you told me that before, but I didn't realize, Jeremy, that you were close in age. You're one of the brothers, a little brother, but still close in age. The country song, dance, Garth Brooks. My daddy used to go rock me in his arms. Oh, Cindy B says, the sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you would be. But my heart belongs to the sea. Huh. I'm going to have to look that one up. I am going to have to look that one up. Awesome song, Cassie says, Jeremy. Cindy B says, about a girl at a harbor port that the guys leave. Huh. The guys leave. Did she get passed around a lot, Cindy B? Because it sounds like she knows a lot of guys that come in and they celebrate the sea and then they leave and they all know Brandy. Three Cigarettes by Patsy Cline. I'm going to have to look that one up. But my daughter loves Patsy. She does. Let's see, what other songs? You guys know any Bee Gees songs? Yeah? You guys remember them? Oh, gosh. More than a woman, yeah. More than a woman to me. I remember Andy, girl. Oh, my God. You guys remember Andy? Oh, my goodness. The Sailors. Oh, that song played every morning at 6 when I was getting up to go to work at a restaurant. Whew. Yes, the Bee Gees, the Bee Gees. I remember them. Let's see who else. Taking it back to, I'm trying to think. Those were the romantic years. I remember as we progressed into the 80s, everything was rock. Mini skirts, big hair, socks with high heel shoes. That was a weird phase. You know, when you look back on pictures, do you ever look and say, what the hell was I thinking? Like, I don't know. I remember the mini skirts with the high heel pumps and the little, the socks with the lace. And the biggest hair. I had a friend, I'm not going to say her, oh my goodness. I almost said her whole name. I had a friend, and she used a can of Aquanet every other day. She sprayed her hair so stiff. I remember one time somebody was grabbing a curl and it crinkled and broke off. Oh, and she flipped out. Oh no, you didn't! I can't. Cassie says, "How deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really mean to know." I used to love that song too, Cassie. Donna Summers, Bad Girl. Bad girls. Talking about bad girls. See them out on the street at night. Talking Oh my gosh, y'all are really taking me back tonight. And Shawana says, I love butterfly kisses. Hey, it's butter. Who's saying butterfly kisses? I don't, it's not standing now. Jeremy says, my heart's with the oldies like Journey, Leonard Skinner, the Eagles, but my mama was more into country, so I love both sides. Well, your heart and my daughter's heart are all in the same direction. She likes Journey. She likes Zeppelin, the Eagles, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Yes, Patsy Cline. She definitely is more of a classic country, classic rock, I guess, classic soft rock. Um, Bob Carlyle. You don't know that one. That's okay. That's okay because I'm sure it meant something to you. Anybody thinking about Patti LaBelle's I remember that song too. And I remember my grandmother saying, shh, you can't sing that song. Shh, stop it. And why can't I sing it? It's on the radio. You don't know what it means. Nobody know what it means. It's not in the English. uh, yeah, I remember not being allowed to sing that song. And it'd come on the radio, it'd be playing in my head. Are you talking about Butterfly Kisses by Stephen Curtis Chapman? Oh, and Cindy B says, love Patsy Cline. Yes, crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I definitely love me some Patsy Cline. Let me tell y'all a little bit about how just uninformed I am. I was looking her up about 2 or 3 weeks ago to see what she looked like now. And my daughter looked at me like, Mom, quit playing. I was like, what are you talking about? I just want to see what she looks like. You know, I always look up and see how well the stuff. Mom, she died years ago, like decades ago. Had no idea. None at all. That's how uninformed I am. So yeah, and I just found that out a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, live and you learn. It happens. Frank Zappa always brings me back to thinking of my brother. Oh, I like that. Love Dionne Warwick. I think she's on The Masked Singer. Really? I know who you're talking about. I remember saying, I wonder if that's her. Love me some Johnny Cash. Yes, Johnny Cash. My daughter, she did an homage to him a couple of years ago. She loves him also. She's got a couple of Johnny Cash t-shirts. She got her little guitar and she just rocked out. Oh yeah, Jeremy, Johnny Cash. Saw him in the early 80s. Woo! T, do you know Cheryl Lynn? Star Love? No one knows that song. Are you talking about love? Good enough. Deserves an encore. Is that the song you're talking about? I don't know. I thought it was. Oh, Cindy, that would have been awesome. Yeah, I bet that was awesome. Good old Johnny Cash, boy. Johnny Cash. Whenever I think of him, I don't know why. I don't know why this stands out, but I used to love Columbo. And I remember seeing him in an episode of Columbo. He killed up somebody. And then he was the sweetest person that you didn't want to get caught, but he got caught too. But I always think about him hightailing it off this plane and trying to get away with the murder. That was years ago because I believe that was in the 70s. Look up Star Love. She goes crazy with her voice. I'm going to have to do that. Cindy B says, loved his cover of Hurt, probably his last song. I remember, I do think that I think he did a live performance of it, and then they replayed it saying it was Nino D'Angelo with Guardian Angel, but I don't think you guys know that song. Maybe not, but I'm always open. With the Carter family, I have several of his albums. Oh, like Rose Carter's family, Cindy B? Loved his cover of that. Okay, yeah. Well, that will have to be awesome. I definitely plan to look up all of those songs. I wonder what else. So we've talked about TV shows. We talked about. I just feel like TV shows of certain eras kind of formulated what was happening. And what made me think about that is I remember watching, like in the 80s, I remember watching, I think The Cosby Show was on then. I remember watching, what's the show that came after with Alex P. Keaton? Family Ties, I think it was. I remember watching Silver Spoons, and I was obviously A Different World. No, is it Different World? Not A Different World. What is it? Different Strokes. I think I said that wrong. Different Strokes. Now the world's all new to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for some may not be right for some. I remember that song. I think that those are TV shows that kind of shaped, my youth and growing up, and I can definitely remember watching them, and just the subtle nuances. Then obviously, the tides kind of changed towards the end of the '80s, and I think my younger brother and them they were watching like Family Matters. I think was on then, and oh, what was that show with Patrick Duffy? I can't remember the name of all of those shows, unfortunately. I didn't watch a lot of TV at that point. I was out and about. I had to be out. I had to be seen. That was back in the day when she had to shape and she had to show it. uh, yes, I know Richard Marx, the singer, the good looking, he's your cousin for real? That guy is good looking from the 80s. I do remember him. Shawana says Mary J. Blige, Smokey Robinson, Al Green. Al Green is that sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Is that who's saying? I think Smokey Robinson. I know him, but I can't remember. I can't think of a song that he might have sang. Boom, 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 I'm trying to think. I gotta think, and I'm pretty sure I know a few. What was that TV series called where the I was wrong? I have Bill Cosby's first comedy. I do too. I got Danny Thomas also, Cindy B. I used to have a record player, and I used to listen to Danny Thomas. I got a couple of Bill Cosby's. I had a couple of Daddy's. Oh my gosh, the 33 LPs and the 45. Oh my goodness. My girl. There you go. My girl. Ooh. I remember something like that. Are you getting, oh, look at the fruit. That looks nice. Hamsters. Oh. Full House. I remember that. Cleanup Woman, Betty Wright. I know what you talk about, Charlie Berry. My mother, the cleanup woman. She used to sing that all the time. So yes, I had Otis wrong. Saved by the Bell. That was a good show. No matter how old you were, that was a good show. The Drew Carey Show. Yes, that was pretty funny. Definitely Shawana with the one girl with all the makeup. Drew Carey's going through it this week. If anyone knows him or is close to him, our condolences definitely go out. Horrible what he's going through. Family Matters. The Nanny. Oh, Orchid. I loved her. Oh man. I'm going to go out and come back in. Okay. The Nanny back. Let's see. Shine Like a Diamond's watching Full House right now. I didn't know it came on this time. Saved by the Bell was it. Jeremy, you said Three's Company. That was the show. Oh my gosh. Jack Tripper. You talking about so much fun. Jack Tripper. the time that he took those, what were they? Like Quaaludes or something. They were supposed to relax. He thought they were. And he was going on a trip with Chrissy and Janet to some friend's cocktail party on some island off of the coast of California. And oh my gosh, when those pills kicked in, he was such a nut. I'll never forget that episode. Oh, I hope it was. No, we own every single episode on Amazon. It is my kid's favorite show. Oh, wow. Yes, Miami Vice. Loved it. Frasier. Yes, I like Frasier also with his dry humor. Didn't work for you, Sydney B? Oh, and Cassie, I'm not getting it. I don't want it. Keep it over there. Oh, wow. So, yeah, you guys, we took it back because I'm telling you, that is exactly what happened when this gentleman was like, what were you? I don't know how they got on the question at all. I think that he just had someone that was just kind of real upset, and they were going off on him. And I don't know, out of nowhere, they just said, "Where were you at in 1977?" And he answered them. And I guess that shut them up. They were done with their call, and we heard, and so we were laughing. And like I said, it just sparked a conversation where we all got to chit chatting and talking. And someone literally said, "So we not working today?" "No, we're not working. We talk about 1977." And we got on to other things, and it just all day long we were reminiscing about the Golden Girls. Oh man, yes, the Golden Girls, awesome. Alf, you know what, Jeremy? Someone told me, because you guys know my hair is really dark right now, but when I was younger, my hair was like a reddish brown, and it has darkened up a lot as I've gotten older. I don't do anything. I don't put any products. I don't get it relaxed. I don't get it permed, and I'm quite sure that is why it was so red when I was young. But I don't do anything to it now, and it just grows out. And I've gotten older, so it's darkened up a lot. But when I was I'm not gonna say, I got called Alf quite a bit. I didn't like it because I said, "Why? I don't look like him." And they said, "Because you have the same color fur coat as him." They were talking about my hair. Isn't that horrible? And I'm sure I would have liked Alf had no one ever compared him to me. But I do remember that. And so, to get back at them, I quit watching Alf. And look, he's not on. Who's the boss? Oh, Tony Danza. Tony Danza. Whew. That was a good looking man. Not that he's not good looking now. He's just not as big. He was like gorgeous, and he looked buff, and he looks little now. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Married with children. That is one crazy man. The dad, the whole family. That was just mean. It was. I was so hurt. I really was. I'm sorry. I have to go back to bed. To dizzy. Are you getting dizzy? So sad I won't hear your daughter. So I have to watch a replay. Give her a hug from me. Oh, Orchid. I certainly will. I will. It's horrible. Kids are mean. That was very mean. And they said it was my coat, my fur coat that matched his. Like, my hair is one thing, okay? But this would be my fur coat. And they said this matched, and that doesn't. And I was upset. And my feelings were hurt. So I said, "No, they didn't. They didn't do that." But they did. They hurt me feelings. Yes. And they would call me Alf. 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 And so I quit watching the show. Yes, I did. Because I was going to get him back. You're not getting no help in these ratings from me. And it worked because the show is no longer on the air. MASH. Oh, MASH. I remember MASH. I hated MASH because that was my grandmother's favorite show. And we couldn't watch nothing until she got done watching MASH. You know what else she liked? She liked Quincy also. Quincy used to come on right after damn MASH. Can we watch the TV? MASH was good too. Shawana says, I like the show Charmed, the most powerful good witches of all time, who used their combined power of three to protect innocent lives from evil. I love that. And I love the first iteration of Charmed. But I just was never, I watched, I think, 2 episodes of the new iteration, and I haven't been able to really get into it and enjoy it. Everybody loves Raymond. That was a pretty good show. The Wonder Years. Winnie. Oh, I'm with your grandma. Not safe. You didn't went there. He brought out Mary Tyler Moore, designing with silk stockings. That used to be my show. You got to watch that. I have my own place. That show come on, I think, 88, 89? I felt grown. You couldn't tell me nothing at all. I mean, I got my USA. I'm about to watch Silk Stockings, and it was cutting edge of its time. It was cutting edge. And I was like, ooh. And these girls was beautiful, and the men were fine. The outfits, oh my goodness. And we were moonlighting. Yes, Sariva. Yes, I remember moonlighting. Maddie and Dave in that electric fire. Moonlighting went on to be the quintessential way that I judge shows after that. Period. I call it the moonlighting effect. I felt like they threw Dave and Maddie together so fast they had nowhere to go. And guess what happened to the ratings? Sky rocketed down into a deep plunging ditch because they took that friction and that element of, are they going to get together or aren't they? But I mean, after so many seasons, you actually have to be able to. So every time I watched the show after that, I always looked at the chemistry between the main characters. And you got to have it in order for TV to be exciting. Look at how many shows. There was this one show with Boris Kojo, and he came out on the show with his wife. It was an NBC show that was on probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it didn't go anywhere. Why? Because there were a married couple that were trying to solve crime. They were already together, so there's not going to be any excitement. Why? Because we don't have that. Are they going to get together this week? Are they not? I wonder if. So for me, the moonlighting effect is when you have two characters. They look good. You want them to be together. But if you put them together, are they going to be a boring couple? Probably. So should we put them together? No. If they get together, what happens to the show? It's probably going to lose its base. People are going to get bored. Same thing happens in the soap operas. Same thing. They used to have happy couples that lived together, and they had big giant families coming into the 80s and things. The end of the 80s, a new era of people are appreciating, cheating. And what happens? Now, as soon as they put a couple together on the soap operas, they break their asses up and they bring in a third, conflict just so you can hope that these two work it out and get back together. What happens when they get back together? Look at John and Marlena, John and Kristen. Over on Young and the Restless, who is it? Victor and Nikki. How many times have they been back and forth together? Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge, and what that girl name is. Castle did that for me. Castle, they put the two together and they went off the air. Same as all the rest. But I was rooting for them. I really did love Castle and I forgot her name. But yes, the moonlighting effect. That show did it for me. I loved it. I couldn't wait to watch Maddie and Dave go at it. Dave was that, he just had that sassy, that sexy, it's hard to describe because, but I mean, I see it in some of his movies that he's still in to this day. So I think it was what he brought to the character. But they put them two together. Okay, this all we got. Ratings dropped. I wasn't even interested in watching it anymore. And I remember talking to other people, and then I think someone commented on it in Hollywood on like Entertainment News Tonight or something. We don't want to end up like Moonlighting, they said, or something like that. And yeah, I said, that is what happened. The moonlighting effect. So loved moonlighting. I know, Cindy. uh, Designing Women was good. I love that. Not Safe says, I was a kid, but my aunt let me watch it with her. It was our secret. That's right. It had to be a secret, because I'm gonna tell you right now, silk stockings, whoo, they was cutting edge. They was cutting edge. They had women who were, and this was like 88, 89, and they had women in silk stockings that were being, chained and hung up and things. They, Chris and what's her name, they would arrive on the scene to inspect the scene and the body and things, and they'd still have the whip attached to them, and that was cutting edge for its time. So yeah, Ridge and Brook, that's right, Charlie B. They done been together in and out. They got 82 kids also. But guess what? You put them together, they don't work out. I was wondering when that Webster. Yes, Jeremy. I liked Webster. I thought that was cute. I really liked the parents, George Papadopoulos. First time I ever saw a Greek name in TV, and I thought it was awesome. I went to school with a Greek guy, and he had told me, you don't never see Greek people on anywhere, So I really loved his name. Really? The actors hated each other? Are you talking about on Webster? Or you mean Moonlighting? Oh, that would be. Cereba! Falcon Crest, Dallas, Knots Landing, and then came ER. So, you left out the funnest one, which is Dynasty. I'm telling you, getting in there every week to watch Dynasty and these two heifers fight over this man, boy, was that fun. I couldn't wait. I was like, I can't wait. I hope Crystal beat that heifer's ass. And they would fight. They would duke it out. It would be the dumbest stuff. It didn't take a lot to set them off. And they'd be in the pool fighting. Makeup and everything. Boy, they let them go at it. I sure did forget Dynasty. Girl, you can't forget Dynasty. They was fighting over Mr. Forsyth. He was like the stuff. Woo! And Crystal, that's supposed to be her man. How you gonna let another woman come up in here fight you? Yeah, you gotta beat her butt and all of that. Y'all end up in a pool, but how she get past the help? How she get up in here? How she get invites to everything we going to? I'd have been told him, you set the heifer down and tell her she not welcome. And that should have been the end of it. He couldn't speak though, because he got these two women, and men kind of soft that up. That was like that was 80s right there. That then followed us on into the 2000s and things. Because that's how men think now. Well, I'm going to let them fight. You watch Jerry Springer. If you watch Jerry Springer, you can watch Maury. They still doing stuff like that. They got it all from Dynasty. Bruce Willis couldn't stand working with Sybil Shepherd. Wow! Are you serious? That must be why there was so much chemistry. Because I'm telling you, there was a lot of chemistry, Cindy B. Silver Spoons was my show. Yes, it was. I really did like Silver Spoons. That boy, Derek, he didn't grow up to be he was a cute kid, but he didn't grow up to be a fine man. And he was a trip and a half on that show. He put Ricky through hell at 12 and 13 years old. I used to look at it like, them little boys is crazy, Rich boys that went to military school. And that Derek, but they went on to become good friends, and I like that a lot. So, let's see, MacGyver. I love MacGyver. They say MacGyver, he could take a bobby pin and toothpick in one match. You don't even have nothing to strike it against, and save the world. Save the world. This is me. I'm going to save the world with these. That's MacGyver. That's the new millennial MacGyver, Tia. There we go. I was watching General Hospital this week. Haven't watched since Robin left. There you go. Oh my goodness. Last time I watched General Hospital, somebody got blew up. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, I seen them back on the show. I was like, oh, I'm done with this one. I mean, he got blew the hell up. I saw the car blew up. How he get back on the show? So those are the things that be funny when it comes to soap operas. They come back as they, long lost twin, even though their mama and their daddy both been in the show and they never mentioned the twin. uh, oh wow. Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, that's the show full of fine men. Looking good on them bikes. Remember the Who Shot JR? Oh my gosh, Sareba, you taking it back. Yes, I remember that. Oh my gosh, that's all everybody talked about. That was ratings gold. Kill this fool. And then bring his ass back. The end of the season, that fool popped his head. Was it him? Popped his head out the shower. Hi, how y'all doing? Shocked everybody. It was Linda. It was the wife, the drunk one. Shot his butt. uh, oh my goodness. Lots of tension. Man, they just probably should have jumped in one of those beds on set, Cindy B, because they had a lot of chemistry too. I thought they made a great on-screen couple. Shawana says, a lot of good shows. Yes, a lot of good shows. Sue Ellen's, was it Sue Ellen's sister? I thought it was Sue Ellen. Oh, Sareba, Private Benjamin. I loved that show. She was so adorable. Oh my God, I felt so bad for her. I wanted to go and beat that Eileen Davison up. Will you just leave her alone? This is new. She jumped on the bus. She didn't know what she was going to do. She didn't have no POA, no plan of action. And she here. Give her a chance. But, oh my gosh, I love that show. Did you know it only lasted like 1 or 2 seasons? I remember watching it, but it didn't last long. These days, we have a lot of reality TV. It needs to go back to old school. That's where my thinking, kind of started. I was like, I wonder what kind of shows there are. Took me long enough to remember her name. Kristen. There you go. Kristen. That was Sue Ellen's sister. Yep, so we do reality TV. I talk about reality TV. I've talked about it quite a bit because it's funny, especially the shows I watch. One of the shows that I watch is 90 Day Fiance. And one of the other shows that I watch, I started watching it because I was worried about Justin. I said, Justin, you probably should just get out there and meet some people and things like that. Get on one of those apps. So he said, trying to get me catfished or something. I'm like, catfish? What you talking about? So then I saw the show and I said, well, I'm going to watch it. I watched the show. I think I started binge watching like 1 or 2 seasons. I really like the show a lot. But one thing I learned is that people get on them apps and they be lying. They lie about everything. And then when it's time to meet and they don't want to meet, then somebody got to die. So I remember telling Justin, maybe the app wasn't a good idea. Right when I tell him the app's not a good idea, he had already met someone and had been talking to them for, I don't know, like 3-4 weeks. So everything after that, I'm like, you're getting catfished. She's catfishing you. That poor boy. That was I think 2 girlfriends ago. They didn't stand a chance because I had her. Oh my gosh, she was like, for me, the worst person. Listen, buddy, no, that's not true. That doesn't happen. I was so shocked and ashamed when I finally met her. There was nowhere for her to go. Like, we're not going to be able to get past what I've been thinking about you. Hope this doesn't work. I hope you haven't developed feelings. So, hey, Miss Southbound Crash, how you doing tonight? My girls and I love to watch Cat. I watch it still, but I don't ask Justin or his friends anything because of how badly I screwed that one up. I literally was like, she's catfishing you. You're going to hear the C word next. She's not going to want to do this. She was working. she's He was like, she's at work. Okay, well, you know what? If she doesn't want to meet by 10:30 tonight, he asked if they wanted to go out. She don't want to meet by 10:30 tonight. She's catfishing you. You'll be hearing the C word by the weekend. Like everything that ever happened on the show, I swear I started to incorporate that poor boy. I always thought Linda Carter was the most beautiful woman alive, and she still looks. She sure does. I've always thought that Linda Carter was a gorgeous woman. Definitely gorgeous. You couldn't tell me nothing. That is my favorite superhero all time, Wonder Woman. I always tell people that secretly I am Wonder Woman. I have my Wonder Woman socks. When I put them on, you can't tell me anything. I made Tiara this homemade Wonder Woman costume, and I gave her all of the bangles, the arm bangles, the head bangle, and I said, "Go ahead, give them a try." I think she was 10 at the time. Go ahead, give them a try. She's looking at me like it's a costume. Give them a try, and she does something like this and nothing, and I said, oh, they don't work for you. You got to give them back to me. She looked at me like I was so crazy. I was having a good time, obviously. But yeah, Wonder Woman is it for me. Hey, do you guys remember Underoos? How many people remember Underoos? uh, oh, Sareba, believe it or not, I'm walking on it. I never thought I could be so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? You guys remember that? Believe it or not, it's just me. I wanted to be able to, well, he couldn't fly straight to save his life. Like he hit every building along the way. But I definitely wanted to fly when I saw him. He can do it. He's going to get it one day. He couldn't fly to save his life. Greatest American hero. I definitely remember that. Do you guys remember the Bionic Woman? I loved it. Yes, I do. Underoos. Couldn't tell me nothing. I put on my Wonder Woman underoos. Whew. It was time to go save the world. Get out my way. I never forget. My brother was in the bathroom. He's taking a dump. Get out the bathroom now. I need to fill up. I had to get in the shower. I had to wash. I had to, get right. So I put my underoos on, and I got to go save the world. Full speed, charging ahead. Love me some underoos. Sareba said she still watches the old Wonder Woman. That's right. That's the best one. Wow. I loved Wonder Woman. She's great. Oh, and you bought the Greatest American Hero. I wonder if I'm going to look into that. You didn't teach her to twirl, and yes, I remember Underoos. I taught her all of that. The twirl, she couldn't make them think. If you don't give them here, let me show you how they're supposed to work. She was looking at me like my mother has lost it. She has fallen off the deep end. Let me get out of this costume. But she thinks she was 10, and she probably wore a little girl's 8. I was probably like probably a woman's 8 or 10 at the time. She was looking at me like she thinks she's getting in this costume. Something really wrong with her. Hey, Robin, how you doing this evening? Bosom buddies. I used to love that. Oh my God, Tom Hanks, he was a nut in that. And when they had to dress up, oh yes, I love them. Bosom buddies. I love the twin girls. They had their Double Trouble, I think. They had their own little show after that. I think they spun off from him. But yes, I love the shows. Oh, WKRP in Cincinnati. Yep. Oh gosh, I'm going there. Going there. We are talking about just these things that remind us of moments in time, little epic moments in time. We got a reminder from someone earlier today, and the conversation ensued. And when I say it ensued, it was a good while. We were doing exactly what we are doing right now, just kind of reminiscing and taking it back and going back over all of our favorite programs and shows. And sorry about that. Time to pin the hair up. I am hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. There we go. So I believe either this weekend or next weekend, my hair is going back to the curls. Della Reese in Touched by an Angel. Although my fave of her is her character in Harlem Nights. Yeah, she walked in there with that cane. You I remember. I remember the character you talk about in Harlem Nights. She came in there, and her and Eddie Murphy got into an actual fist fight. She beat his butt, and he couldn't take it, and he pulled out his gun and shot her. Yeah, I remember that one. Robert says, I'm doing well. Any memories of the 70s, 80s, or 90s, Robert Eisen, that your favorite song, favorite TV show, favorite movie or character? What is it about a particular time that you remember? Shot me in my pinky toe. Hey, yep. You in charge of the girls? I am. You in charge of the girls, right? I am. Well, I'm just saying, they money come up short. I know you not trying to call me. Put them up. It's about time. You not going to call me no thief. We going to fight. And she whooped his butt. 90210. I remember that, Drea. I like the first one until, I know all of you, if anybody watched the first iteration of 90210, I know exactly when it, started to have its down decline. And that was when Brenda was off for the summer and Kelly slept with her man. What y'all say? I'll never forget that. Ever, ever, ever. Party of Five, that was good. I used to like that a lot. 1992, 1993, Blue Jays win the World Series. The Blue Jays won the World Series. 92. I don't think I was watching baseball then. When we lived in Connecticut, my brother was really big in baseball, and we lived really close. Like we lived I'd say maybe 5 minutes. I was going to say 2 or 3. We lived 2 or 3 minutes from the Rhode Island and Connecticut border. And Rhode Island is so small, it probably took 30 minutes to pass from Connecticut into Massachusetts. And so from there, hey, Mickey, how are you this evening? And so it would be nothing to go to a Celtic game and I said Celtics. Red Sox game and watch the Boston Red Sox and then come back home for the evening. And I believe up until like 88, right around the time when Reggie Jackson was thinking about retiring is when I started to because I didn't have a hero or anything, and I didn't know too much about anyone else. I know in the mid 90s there was Darryl Strawberry, and I think we kind of tried to pick up and follow a little bit then, but the desire was gone. My brother wasn't following anymore, and I didn't have anyone to talk trash to. So, but tell you, Robert, the best thing about being a sister is when your brother likes someone, you automatically root for the other team. There you go. No matter who it is, no matter what's going on, your job as the sister, antagonize. You've got to bring the excitement. You've got to give them something to say, shut up. We're going to win. We're going to win. And you just got to antagonize them. We're going to get y'all. We're going to get you. You're going to get it this time. We're going to tear y'all up. I don't even know who he is because I don't root for him. I don't watch him. But that's my job as a sister, to be able to antagonize. And when he stopped watching, I didn't have anyone to chastise. Is that going to make sense? He said, hell yeah. So there you have it. Oh, that's okay, Mickey, if you can't stay long. I appreciate you coming. And Not says, everyone hates me when I say it, but I'm a big Shannon. Really? When she was in the show, her roles were always powerful, but people say her head was too big. It was. It was definitely too big. Come on now, Not safe. You know it. But you're right about one thing. When she's in a show, she does bring a lot of structure. She brings that, it's hard to describe. I don't want to say tension. Maybe the conflict that is needed to keep you coming back, to keep you wanting to watch a little bit more. She brings that. When she was in Charmed, same thing. She got replaced, but it took a while for me to really get acclimated to the new sister when she left. So you're absolutely right. Oh, I love you too, Mickey. Robert says, my brother used to boo me because I was a Leafs fan. Is that Leafs? Because you were a Leafs fan. Well, you know what? You just got to find something that means a lot to him, and you got to bring it on the other side. But my brother and I, we don't see each other a lot from August, NFL preseason, until after Super Bowl. I see him Thanksgiving, and I see him for Christmas Eve. We call it Family Day, but it's actually Christmas Eve. And we have Family Day on that day. And those are the 2 times from August till Super Bowl that I actually see him. And after that, we have our twin time. And that really starts sometime towards the end of February, because he has kids. They got birthday the 28th of February, 29th of February, March 5th. My daughter is March 9th. And so we start trying to do stuff again towards the end. And we just, we kind of go at it. But he gets me because I like to bowl. I'm not as good a bowler as him. So he gets to give it back to me. You just got to find something that you can dig on him about. And it'll be so much fun. Oh, trust me. He's going to want to see you all the time. Cookouts. Y'all be talking trash. Oh, my gosh. We talk trash all the time. Last time I seen my brother for Family Day, he said, you going to be ready? Once the Super Bowl over, I'm about to whoop your what. Oh, okay, bring it on, because I've been practicing. I haven't practiced anything at all, but it's nice to put that fear in him. You got your guitar and everything? You ready? No? Orchid, she said she was going to lay down. She's not going to be able to hear you tonight because she said her pain was very high. But I'm just making sure. Yes. Oh. Your favorite was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That does take me back. That makes me remember a time where I used to sit. My dad, I would go get in his bed, and he'd be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, Poppy, move over. I want to watch movies. My dad used to watch just like Turner Classic Movies. Before AMC got, hip and started having all the zombies and things like that, and Sons of Anarchy and all. Before that time, there always used to be, like the old-fashioned movies and things, and I would watch those with my dad. And I'd move over, get out the way, and I go get in the bed, and he would hate that. You don't come up in here and taking over. I sure am. That's what I do. Move over. And we would watch things like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. We watched Flipper, with Don Knotts. Oh, my dad's favorite actor all time. I think I only seen like 3 of his movies. But my dad's favorite actor all time was Ronald Reagan. Yes, I'm talking about the President of the United States, who used to be an actor prior to, going into politics. My dad loved him. And I'll never forget, he would want to do Reagan marathons. I'd be like, he got that many movies, we're going to do a marathon? So, The Parent Trap. Yes, which one? I love them both, but which one? He is a Montreal Canadiens fan. Okay. Well, there you go. And all you got to do is chastise them. Get in there, you start watching something with them. The minute one little thing happens, get in his mind. Here we go. We about to get you. Look at that. You see how you made a mistake? Watch one more mistake, and we about to take over. And you just antagonize his mind. It's a lot of fun. Even if you guys don't end up winning, you say, "Well, you the one let us. Y'all the one start making mistakes." We were somewhere earlier today, and we were talking about the power of I forget what it was. My mom and me, we were talking about something, and I was telling her about how my brother, he gets on my nerves. He acts like he can't hear. When you tell him, you're trying to tell him something, and he be like, "Huh?" And it's so well placed. It's always well placed. So you gotta get to that point. You gotta antagonize them. You have to jump in, chastise them, and things like that. If it works, great, keep going. If it doesn't work and his team, starts to win and things, he say something to you, be like, "Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Nah, that's what, well, y'all was one falling for it for a minute there." He gonna say something, I'll be like, "Huh?" It's the power of a well-placed "huh," and it works. It works really, really well. Mary Poppins. That's my second favorite movie. Well, which one? The original Mary Poppins, or did you see the one that came out last year? Andrea says the old one. She like the old one. I like them both. That's one where they both were good. I don't know if one was better than the other. If I will tell you this, me and my kids probably watched the old one more than we watched the new one. It's just, the cinematics, all of that was a lot better. But the new one, it was cute too. It's definitely cute. So the original. Okay, the original. I like that. Wasn't a fan of the new Mary Poppins at all. Loved to see Angela Lansbury. She was in there. Also like seeing Mr. Dick Van Dyke. He was in there. Looking very dapper for, I think he's 93. Angela Lansbury's 94, 93, somewhere like that. They looked well. Knew who they were. Obviously, I doubt if that was Mr. Dick Van Dyke up on that desk doing all that dancing, but those were his shoulders that were, hunching and grinding and dancing and things. And so I thought that was so amazing. I really did like that aspect of the movie. But I don't know. It was, the other one was, I just liked, I think, the original one a lot better on that one. So, but when it comes to the Parent Trap, I like them both. I did. Hey, Boo Boo, how are you? Is there any certain movie that you think about that just takes you back and reminds you of a period in your youth or because you don't have, I'm sure your movies were like 2-3 years ago, but that's what we're talking about. Oliver and Company. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's true. Pinocchio. What about artists, musicians, songs? I know you have.
Back to certain youth.
Yeah.
Etta James, Tina Turner.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Etta James is one of your
Tina Turner.
biggest fans.
What's her name?
Nelly Furtado.
Tasha Bedingfield.
Tasha Bedingfield. Okay.
And
I know you like Fleetwood Mac, Zeppelin.
yeah, but that's a different. That was more of like when I was in middle school.
That's
childhood.
Okay, so that was when you got into middle school. Is that what that did?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Miss Tiara is here setting up. You playing or what you doing? You gonna play? You just gonna sing something? Oh, okay. Well, With that said, what time is it? Okay, not too long. If everybody's in here, my baby said she's going to sing a little melody for us. I've been trying to see if I can get her to sing like an intro, outro for me, but I do like it when she's willing to come and sing. You can go right ahead, baby. You gonna introduce your song and what you're singing? Uh oh, she about to sing one of my favorite songs.
That's one of my favorite songs. While I'm singing it.
Okay.
You just say it. You want to tell them? They probably didn't hear me.
You say it. It's your song choice.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
I'm gonna be singing Jolene by Dolly Parton. It's one of my favorite songs by her.
Can you guys hear her?
Because it's Dolly Parton.
This is Jolene by Dolly Parton. And yes, it's one of my favorites, one of my all times. And here we go. Whenever you're ready, baby.
I just sing without the thing, huh?
No, if it's up to you. How you
copyright? Or
oh yeah, that's true.
Or you don't get copyright with karaoke's?
I don't know. I don't chance it.
Okay. Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take them even though you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with our free skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. I love that song. Oh. Sarita says, I love Jolene. And Cassie Meyer says, love that song. Charlie Berry says, yes. Shawana says, she is good. Oh, Nana says, she's amazing. Wonderful. Oh, yes, I love that song. She sung it at a wedding a few years ago. Oh my gosh. And the bride started crying, and everyone was coming up to her and hugging on her. And she always would sing, and she was always creating a portfolio. But these weren't songs that she was ever planning on like singing. And she sung her favorite song, which is Jolene. Obviously, she sings it with like music accompaniment, and she doesn't want me to get copyright strikes, so she's only doing like a verse and a chorus. But the lady just started crying, and then she made me start crying. It was so sweet. And yes, that's my baby. Her, love her some Dolly. I want to request 3 cigarettes by Patsy Cline, please.
Oh my gosh. Patsy Cline
That's from
is my hero.
I already told him. That's from Mr. Brandon. So
okay, I'll see you next week.
She said she will do 3 cigarettes by Patsy Cline next week for you. So there you go. You already know.
Patsy Cline? That is the artist.
I already told him that earlier.
When I think of my childhood, like, and I'm not talking about like teenage years. I'm talking about like 5, 6, young.
I told him when he said it.
Like kindergarten to like 3rd grade.
I told him you like Zeppelin. I said that you love Patsy Cline. I forgot
Patsy Cline is just like.
She's home for you. She's home.
Yeah, that just got me on a whole entire Vision of her is just like.
That doesn't even take us into your rock phase.
Yeah, because that's a whole entire another.
I know.
That's like just falling into the rabbit hole right there.
Sariba says Patsy Cline is a true goddess. Yes, she is. I am also a huge fan of Reba. Oh, my mama loves Reba. Sariba. My mom loves her. She loves the way she sounds. She loves Reba.
I've always been, I say my top 3 country artists. Well,
you don't have a top 3.
I do have a top 3.
Who?
But no, my third one is new country though.
Okay.
But the other 2, I mean, I don't think you consider the second one.
You talking about
I was going to mention Leanne Rhymes, but she's not. She's kind of new still. Definitely Dolly, and I just love Lady Antebellum.
That's who I was thinking when you were saying new.
But they're new country.
Yeah,
but
Lady
they're
Antebellum.
still good.
I think they could be crossover artists.
Lady Antebellum is just.
Yes. Well, you have Johnny Cash also. We talked about Johnny Cash.
Yeah, but she's old country.
I know, but I told him that you like Johnny Cash. Robert says he likes old country. I'm also a huge fan of Reba. Yep, I love country music. Patsy's a true god. Mary Poppins was done in 1964. That's the one that I was talking about. That's my favorite one, Robert, the 1964 one. Yeah, so we have old country versus new country. When you guys,
there's always a debate about that at my school.
When I think
country
of old
artists,
country,
they always debate which is better.
Well, it's definitely going to be old country.
Oh, I know that.
Dolly, Merle
people
Haggard.
My age are always like talking about it. So.
Dolly, Merle Haggard, Johnny was kind of, I would say, more old country. Let's not go forgetting the divine Mr. Willie Nelson. Woo! Mama, don't let your baby grow up to be cowboy. You cannot tell me that wasn't good music. How many of you guys know that song? Robert said he was born in the 80s. Oh, Robert's a young one.
Yeah, that's young.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, she said Kenny Rogers. Oh, Kenny Rogers. Lee Daniels Band, Johnny Cash, Willie. She just said Willie. Loretta Lynn.
I studied. You want to know who I studied for so long? You want to know who I studied for so long? Because I used to want to know how to do voice breaks and yodels.
Who?
Even though she doesn't yodel all that much.
I know who you're going to say.
Yes.
I'm trying to. It's on the tip. I think when you said the yodel, it just slipped off my out of my head. But I know what you're talking about. So you're going to do voice breaks and yodels, huh?
No, I already do them sometimes. I'm just saying.
Shania.
Yeah. When I was little, when I was younger.
When you were younger.
Yeah. Because I'm still little.
Tammy Wynette. Oh, you took me back.
Obsessed with voice breaks.
You took me way back, Cindy B. Yes, I love Tammy. I'll be 39 the 9th April. Oh, okay, 81. 80. You're in there, but you're still, like you said, an 80s baby. You're around my younger brother's age, Robert. The one that used to get on my nerves. I used to say, Mom, speed the car up. I'm going to roll the window down, and we're going to push his ass out the window. You about his age. Oh, my goodness.
Country.
Yes, that's so old underrated. Country. We talking Harper Valley PTA old country. Those were the days, innocent days.
You want to know who I used to want to play the guitar like Dolly. Well, I used to want to play it like his name is slipping from my tongue. But anyways, I wanted to play not like her, but I wanted to be able to play with nails like her. Because if you look back at her real like early days,
videos, yeah.
Like I would watch her on what's his name? I forgot his first name, but something Carson show.
What about the Johnny Carson show?
Yeah. She was on there. Like they have videos of her on YouTube, and she would play that guitar with these long acrylic nails and those fancy jumpsuits.
Wow, that's the song I like the most. Yeah, which one was that? Are you talking about the Harper Valley PTA? Are you talking about Willie Nelson's song? Oh my goodness. Yes. Let's see, what else? Yep, so we definitely have, I think we have a consensus, old country versus new country. I think new country is more crossover country, if you ask me.
Yeah, new country is it's more like, it's like a fusion.
Yeah, it's a fusion. It's definitely crossover.
Because like when I think of the best new country, I think of like, but he's not even like a country. He's in like 7 other different genres. Chris Stapleton.
How many people are feeling? I remember. I forget whose live we went to, and they were singing, and we asked them if they could do a Chris Stapleton song. Oh, okay, Robert. Sareba says, I won a beauty contest singing The Gambler. My mom insisted on us learning all music from rock, blues, jazz, R&B to Broadway tunes and country and folk. Your mom was right.
Your mom is amazing.
Your mom is absolutely right.
All those genres.
That is definitely the way it should be. That way you have a full appreciation. And now look, you understand, vocal tone, it definitely, you're joining in a conversation where we're talking about old country versus new country, and we didn't span the ages. We have gone from, not only did we talk about little jazz with Stevie Wonder and his Ribbon in the Sky, we went to a little funk. We've spanned the ages, and you've been able to communicate in all of the conversations. So she definitely did a good job. That was great. Excellent choice. I'm hoping that, I'm doing the same with my child so that she has a varied palette of appreciation as well. I definitely think I did well, because you cannot tell her anything bad about Miss Queen Patsy Cline. That's her girl. I love all music, but not rap. I don't blame you. I don't have an appreciation for rap. I've tried, though. I will say I've tried, but the new rap is hard to.
I don't even know what you don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah, my kids said it was called mumble. They don't listen to rap.
It's called mumble rap. It has a name for it.
Mumble rap. Because people are mumbling. So yeah, I can understand why. I tried because I want to have an understanding, but I don't at all. So it's hard to carry a tune, and so I don't. I already struggle with carrying a tune. I think I have a lot of fun. I used to play the guitar, and I sounded much better. Ooh, it's coming out really nice. Look at that, purdy. Anyway, yes, that's definitely positive. Oh, this looks so good. I think she's sparkling. You see the sparkle? Can you see that? No, you can't. Oh, you guys are missing it. It is so sparkling. Oh my gosh.
I think I love all types of music, but nothing gets me going more than rock does.
My aunt got me into country music, like Neil Diamond. Love on the Rocks. Yes, I know Neil Diamond as well. Wow. That was what, 81, I think? Oh, wow.
I was just listening to him earlier.
Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I heard him. But I remember I used to love that song.
Country, so.
Him? I used to love Neil Diamond's song, Love on the Rocks.
Yeah, I was listening to him, and I was listening to Neil Diamond, and this morning I was listening to what's his name? Van Morrison.
Van Morrison. From the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like them. I like Cassie Mai says, looking beautimous. Yes. Yeah. Songs in the Key of Life. Yes, I love Songs in the Key of Life. Album got wore out 3 times. And Simon and Garfunkel were priceless. Yes, they were. They definitely were. I like that. He sings Holy, Holy, Holy. Really helped me a lot. Oh, yes, he does. Neil Diamond, beautiful voice. Have a good night, everyone. My body is killing me for a hot bath. Oh, Drea, have a good night. Thanks for joining. You like Van Morrison also, Cindy B? Cindy B likes Van Morrison. Uh-oh. You guys will have to go to a concert. I wonder. I seen some.
It's just that's like I don't know.
They do a lot of those cover bands here. If you ever
Yeah.
come and visit, Cindy, maybe you guys can go to a cover band concert. I like going to different cover bands around here. I feel like it starts somewhere. It starts somewhere. We do have the Smith Center Honors, and we do a little Broadway. Do you guys listen to any Broadway? Saturday was always for Millie Jackson, though. Ooh, Millie Jackson, you took it there. She was in a time of her own. That house was going to be spotless when you heard her in the morning. Yes, you sure did. Yes, you sure did. Millie Jackson. Boy, oh boy, she will get you right. She sure will. Or she'll break your relationship all the way up. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're taking me back, boy. You're taking me back. Oh.
I've been in a really deep disco phase lately.
Disco? You guys remember
All
Disco
I've been
Duck?
listening to is Donna Summer.
Donna Summer? Yeah, we talked about her earlier today. On the radio.
Listen to her so much.
Oh, on the radio. Yeah, we talked about Donna Summer. Do you guys remember Disco Duck? Disco Duck. I used to love that song. You like Broadway also? Yeah, Broadway is where it's at. Favorite soundtrack that I'm so glad we're not listening to anymore. Obviously, Wicked.
I've been to Chicago.
Chicago, yes. Oh my gosh.
And I was just in a really deep Rent phase a few weeks ago.
That is true. I forgot about that. You were listening to Rent. Recapturing
like
it. Raisin in the Sun.
Like 2 weeks straight.
Me and my mom were into Raisin in the Sun a few weeks ago. And Gloria Gaynor. There you go. I remember Gloria. That was probably who the girl that I was talking about earlier, when she said that she wanted to listen to some disco, she should have pulled out some Gloria Gaynor. Yep, Broadway too. Not at all for the faint of heart. That's true. We'll listen to just about any kind of music. Yeah. That's a nice little Camelot. Oh my gosh. You just took me back in time. Cindy B, the Camelot soundtrack from, what year was that? Mrs. Records. She was a drama coach, and she had us listening to Camelot. Oh, I loved Camelot so much. King Lear. Oh, Chicago, Wicked, and Rent. Yes. So, Raisin in the Sun, don't forget about that. Ain't Misbehaving, definitely don't forget about that. I would love to say Dreamgirls, but I don't know anything. I've seen the movie, but I've not. I guess I never really got into the Dreamgirls soundtrack too much. I had mentioned it to someone else.
Musical.
Huh?
Ghost the Musical.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of heavy though, but the soundtrack is amazing.
Music Man, yep. Loved it. Jersey Boys. I heard Jersey Boys was phenomenal. They were doing stints of it here in Vegas, and they said Jersey Boys, awesome, phenomenal. That is the one show that all of our casinos would love to book. Yeah, I heard I've heard the music from the play, but I've never seen the actual play. And yeah, Jersey Boys, I would love to go and see and enjoy. Love that. Love the era that they are encompassing in the play. So yeah, Rat Pack esque music, man. I know. Yeah. So we'll have to see. That's all great. You guys are definitely helping to shape some of these, coming up these summer nights. Things that when someone wants to go sit outside and maybe listen to music or depict something on the TV, especially if they diamond paint outside. If you're working on a little snack size diamond painting on a smaller board or something like that, that would be really nice. Lay in a lounge chair, listen to some of these beautiful songs. Oh, Cassie Mai says Journey. Yes, I love them. Styx, Survivor, or Awesome in concert. Taking me back, 88. Definitely 88. Getting that feel.
My 80s hero will for always, that's not even a word, will always be Pat Benatar.
Yeah. Yes, Pat Benatar.
I look at her style. I mean, I like some of Madonna's style, but Pat Benatar's entire look during the 80s.
She still looked like that. She just aged a little bit. But I think that's someone who was very comfortable. Her and Joan Jett, they were very comfortable in their artistry and who they were. And I don't think that they strayed. Some people, they are trying to embrace age. For them, this is a part of who I am, and I'm going to age, in this comfort. Jennifer Holliday, amazing in Dreamgirls. Yes, she was definitely. What else did she? I think she do Ain't Misbehaving. I can't remember. I think she did one other play before she moved over to that. When did the song Barracuda come out?
Oh, that was in the late 70s. Mid to late 70s. By Heart? Is that what they're talking about? By Heart?
I don't know. Barracuda, the one by Heart, Brandon?
I thought it would be somewhere maybe 76 to 78.
Do you remember Ally McBeal? Yes, I do remember Ally McBeal with her big forehead. I do. Like I knew
but
it.
I could be wrong.
She was a cutie. Cassie says, my very first concert was Beach Boys. I won tickets from a radio station to see them at Mud Island in Memphis. That place is now a huge Bass Pro show. Really? They've all said yes, Tiara. There you go. I mean, you hit it on the spot. The one by Heart was the best version. Yes, Barracuda is the one.
77.
77. You were right. Anyway, I'm going to take her on the show with me. If we ever get asked these questions, we're going to win the money.
Well, just because I'm a 70s geek, that's why.
Well, I didn't know it, boo. I was too busy staring at Johnny Travolta when you were paying attention to, oh my God, I just thought about John and his hair and how perfect his hair was.
I think about Jimmy Cage.
Well,
and even now,
you can have Jimmy because I got Johnny. Man, to go back. You guys ever think about that? If you could go back, what would you do? What would you do different? Would you do anything different? I think about that, and I have to be honest when I say I wouldn't do anything different. One of the things that, and this is because I raised you guys like this, one of the things that my father used to say to me all the time, enjoy life and each of its moments while you're here, because you don't want to end up with any regrets. Live it to the fullest and enjoy every moment. And so I tried to do that. And I remember one time I was talking to my brother, and he told me he wished he could go back. I think he said to high school. And I said, for real? And he said, yeah. And I said, why? He was like, I'd just like to go back and do it all over again because I would do so much so differently. And I said, well, that's not good. My brother, he was raised by my mom, and I was raised by my dad. We kind of went our separate ways and went into middle school. And we saw each other. I go over and stay the weekend. He'd come over to our house and stay the weekend. But you can see the subtle nuances and the distinctions between, what their household makeup was like and what our household makeup was like. So I don't have any of those moments, and I raised my kids the same way. Make sure you're enjoying everything. Yeah, the world is your oyster. Enjoy every minute of it. Take advantage of every opportunity that you can while you're here. And don't worry about the path or the road not traveled. And so that mindset, I guess, just caused me to appreciate the path that I'm on, and I don't try to make mistakes, and I don't try to live with regrets. And so I've never said that, oh, I wish I could go back, I do this differently and I do that. I remember those times, and I relished the time that I was living in it, and I want to feel those moments again. And I think that's what a good song or a good TV show, even a diamond painting, I think that's what it does. It kind of brings you back to that moment. But do I think, oh, I would change something? No, because I really relished every moment that I enjoyed of it. Oh, Sarita says Jennifer did a few episodes on Allie. They were always my favorite ones. Oh, and Robert says I have seen Blue Rodeo live in Victoria, British Columbia. Oh, you've been doing some traveling. And Brandon says, I'd slap some damn sense into myself. That's right. We all think that, but will we change? No. Because sometimes that lesson is something that we really need. And Robert says, so true. Sareba says, but then you would turn out a different person. You would. And do I want that? No. Because I may not like myself. I may not like who I became. So I do try to relish in the moment. I try to live righteous, and I try to teach that to my kids so that they can grow up and be very productive members of society and pass some of me along and my thought process along to their little beings. Although when my little being gets mad with me, you know what she does? She says stuff like, that's why you ain't having no grandkids, because I ain't having no kids. You better put all your eggs in Justin's basket and hope he give you some, because I'm not giving you any. She says stuff like that to me. You think she's so sweet? See, that little girl over there, she says that to me. So that's why I go and I take other people's kids and bring them over, because she makes it seem like I ain't getting none from her. Cassie Mize says, amen to that, Tia. Robert says, my person always told me to stand up for myself. That's right. Stand up for yourself. Sareba says, I wouldn't change a thing. As hard as it was, I treasure my childhood. It shaped me into who I am now, and I love me now. I love that. That is a great point. And oh my gosh, she in there pranking. Leave grandma alone. She's pranking my mama back there. Robert says, Victoria, British Columbia is where I'm from. Oh, okay, so you're here. You've moved here to. Are you in the States or do you still live there? I guess I'm assuming that you live in the United States. but this is YouTube, and you probably could have been like Rachel Ray. Rachel Ray used to come and be tired, fall asleep. You got to call her 8 times because it's early in the morning there. So I didn't think about that. You could very well just be in Canada. Is that where you are, Robert? Is that you picking with grandma?
No, I was in my room.
Oh, I was going to say, don't bother her. You're so bad. I did all of that one color. Well,
Yeah, what did you?
huh?
Sorry, I'm talking to myself.
Out loud.
Yeah.
He lives there. Never dawned on me the whole night. You're referring to the British Columbia. You said something else a little while ago. Never dawned on me. Well, welcome. Welcome. I know that you come and you join us often, but I guess I never asked where you were from. Better leave her alone. I'll leave her alone. But she did tell me I wasn't ever getting any grandkids. That was true. She's just mean. That's very mean.
No, I didn't say you weren't. I said it wasn't likely.
Did you hear that? It's not likely.
Huh?
That's the same thing to me.
Weren't is certainty.
Okay. Well, I like that. That
Not likely is the odds aren't in your favor. But the odds are 1 in 16 against you.
Oh my gosh.
That's, but it's still better than nothing.
Well, that gives me some hope, I guess. She told me if you want grandkids, you better hitch your wagon to Justin. That's probably.
Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna have any on my own. Now I might adopt.
They're not gonna look like me.
I might adopt. If I do have one, if I do have an actual kid, it's gonna be a boy.
Really? You gonna be able to do that?
Yep.
Okay. Did y'all hear this? If she actually does have a kid, it's gonna be a boy. It's safe to say I ain't getting no grandkids from her. She don't know. Oh, when that clock starts ticking, baby fever hit. Well, I hope it do. Somebody posted on Facebook the other day, like, who made it to 40 with no grandkids? I'm raising my hand like, who made it to 50 with none? I said, I bet not hit 60 and not have any. So don't worry, Tia. If mine spills, my drill's out again, I'm going to mail him to you. He's welcome. Definitely bring the baby by.
I don't see myself having kids until my 30s.
Tiara, that means I'm be well in my. You know how old I was? I was old when I had you. Get away from me.
I'm just being honest.
Well into my. You was not right. Oh, well, Sariba, that's me and your little. Oh, where's Christy? Oh, did she go to bed? I think she went to bed. Goodness, that's me. She's gonna hook up little man and send them on out here to me because that's all the joy I'm gonna be able to get. Robert says, I am single. Well, Robert, you just told us how old you are. You got to get going. Oh, Cindy B, no. You were 58 when you got your first. Well, at least you didn't hit 60. Hey, Wendy, where you been? You missed the song and everything. Tonight we reminisced. We talked about our songs, our favorite TV shows, our favorite actors, just moments in history that we shared that reminded us of, just different times. The 70s reminded us of the 80s. We came on into the new millennium, and then we went back, took it back to old country versus new country. And Wendy, old country won. My grandma was 34 when I was born. Huh? Your grandma? Okay, so we was like 17, you graduate, you marry, and you having a baby? I get it. I get it. So she had my mom at 15. My mom had me at 18. Okay, well, your mom was grown, in charge of her decisions, and grandma was like, hey, we're going to change some things around here. We're going to start a new revolution. Grandma was, you remember how we was talking about the book the other last week, and we were talking about how, the younger generation were more prudes than maybe the older generation. Grandma led the revolution. That's all. That's all that means. She was the leader of the pack, you know. And look at that. I can't believe you noticed I was. Yeah, we noticed. How are you doing? When I had my second daughter at 35, I called my grandma and told her I was having my own grandchild. Oh my goodness. Sareba says he's 3 today at Hell on Wheels. He will wear you out just watching him sleep. Ooh, that's that's something else. Yeah, I can understand 3. I don't know at my age how much patience I would have. My brother has a granddaughter, and because of her, she might be his only grandchild. He has 3 kids. They're all adults. They're all living their own life. And my oldest niece, she had the granddaughter. And because of my grandniece, I really do think she is the reason that my brother's other 2 kids, they trying to hold off as long as possible on having children. And I know because my daughter, she does the babysitting, and I know that that's impacted her decision. She like, I don't want nobody like little Kaylin. And the things she says, the questions, the things she gets into, you tell her no, she do it again. You go get her. I said no, no. You talking to me? And she will say stuff like that. I didn't think you were talking to me, girl. You 4, quit. Like the. So I know when my daughter was little, I used to do this with Justin, but when my daughter was little, I used to get chastised. Don't talk to them like they're babies. I'd be like, how are you today? Oh, look at mommy kiss it. Don't talk to them. So I did that with Justin, and I was chastised for doing it with my daughter. And I believe that mentality, really started to kind of fester and feather out. And so they have adult conversations with my grandniece. I took her and my brother out to eat, and she's having a conversation with the waiter at 4 years old. He came and he asked me and my brother what we wanted, and he asked, well, what about her? She said, I can order. Okay, okay, I'm sorry. So then he goes, well, what would you like? She gives him an actual order. I would like this and that. No garlic, please. She's 4. Are you serious right now? Like, so, yeah, that's where we are. So I don't know. You're probably right. I don't know if I could with little kids because they tire out the mid-size and the teenage kids. uh, oh, oh my goodness, yeah. Charlie Berry says I'm 62 and I have a 20-year-old granddaughter, an 18-year-old grandson, and a 14-year-old grandson. Not too bad. No, not too bad. That's about where you said grands. So, yeah, that's not too bad. I'm way behind that, though. I would have liked to be right where you are with the grands. You know, Sareba says babysitting is great birth control. It definitely is. However, I didn't know that. Otherwise, I would have kind of put the kibosh on it. It is superb birth control. We have one grand, and like I said, it looks like she's gonna be the only one. As I told my brother, she's gonna be 5 in a couple of months, and she's not gonna have any siblings. What's gonna happen? She can be 10, and then her mom gonna have another. Well. So, and then my nephew, he just bought a house. He has 2 cars. He has a BMW and a Mercedes Benz. He did really well. He got into construction after he got out of school. My nephew is, I think, he's 23, and he's not. Him and his girlfriend were high school sweethearts. He is trying to come up with the perfect way to propose, and he doesn't plan on actually proposing though for 2 more years, the big 25. But he wants to, make a big to do when he does. And then he doesn't plan, if he does have kids, not until he's in his 30s. So it's crazy, it really is. It's crazy how some aspects of the new generation have become, what I call antiquated because they remind you of, prior times back in the 20s and the 30s, some of the aspects. Then there's, other aspects where you're like, oh, I don't recognize people. I don't recognize people. So, and Wendy says kids have attitudes these days. Yep, they sure do, says Robert. You guys are right. The attitudes that come, whew, whew, like I said, my grand, she is 4. And I only get her once a month. And I do that for my sister-in-law. So my sister-in-law can get a break and things like that. So once a month, and she is hell on wheels. I got her an easy bake oven and a like the package where you can make things for Christmas. And so they set up the camera and they wanted to open it so she can make one of the items. She was making the I don't know, the moon pie thing. She was making that, and she doesn't read because she's 4. She's in, Head Start preschool, but she's 4. So she doesn't read like directions or anything. She didn't need to. She got the bowl, she got the mixing stuff, and just started stirring like she'd done this before. And she has a picture of her. She got the bowl in the crook of her arm, and she's stirring. And then she said, "Well, I need something to pour it in." And I'm looking at the video like, did they make any of these before? But it's the only packet that's been open. And 4 years old, 4, ahead of her time. uh, I just want some grandkids so I can chastise my kids when they start doing the things to their parents that their parents did to me. There you go. There you go. I didn't have bad kids, so it'll be the craziness and things like the types of shows and things. The pranks. My daughter is a prankster. Don't ever be surprised if you see my mama on one of these Facebook pages or something like that. My daughter prank her all day, every day. I tell her to stop. I don't want my mom to have a heart attack or nothing, but she does. She pranks her. She ran and jumped on my mom on this little love seat. Scared the crap out of her. She ran and jumped on her. I couldn't get the record on, but I got a picture of her on top of. So there's things like that. Oh, well, I appreciate you guys all joining me tonight. I had a ball. I really thank you guys for traveling down memory lane. It was fun to go back to try and capture just my thoughts and what I was experiencing at those different points in time when we mentioned a particular song, or we mentioned a particular show, or we thought about a favorite actor or favorite artist. It was definitely fun. I really appreciate you guys joining me on that trip down memory lane. And as I said, I don't wish to go back and change anything at all. But it definitely is nice to get back in touch and to feel what I felt when I experienced it. I remember, come on, feel the noise. I know you guys remember that. Mostly everyone. Think about what you thought that first time and take that into the rest of the week with you. Oh, I will certainly let her know, Cindy B, that you said that. Um, she got that special song from Miss Patsy Cline that she's going to grace y'all with next week. So make sure you guys come back, you tune in, and I will. Nice, Shawana, Shariva, Charlie Berry. You guys all have a good night and a great week. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. See you all next week. You're welcome, Robert. Thank you. You have a good evening, okay?